Elevation sounds exciting. It sounds like growth, promotion, expansion, and answered prayers. Most people focus on the reward of elevation, but very few talk about the preparation required before it. Elevation is not just about going higher, it is about becoming stronger. If you rise without growing, the very thing you prayed for can become the very thing that breaks you. Before a building reaches upward, the foundation must go downward. The deeper the foundation, the taller the structure can stand. In the same way, before your life expands, your character must deepen. Elevation is not random. It is earned through lessons that shape you. There are 3 lessons you must learn before you can handle going higher: humility, discipline, and detachment. The first lesson you must learn before elevation is humility. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it is understanding yourself clearly. It is knowing your strengths without exaggerating them and knowing your weaknesses without hiding them. Humility is what keeps you teachable. If you cannot be corrected, you cannot grow. If you cannot admit when you are wrong, you will repeat the same mistakes at a higher level. Imagine pouring hot water into a closed cup. If the cup is sealed, the water spills everywhere. But if the cup is open, it can receive what is poured into it. Humility is what keeps you open. Elevation pours new responsibility, new influence, and new attention into your life. If you are closed off by pride, insecurity, or ego, you will not be able to hold what you prayed for. Humility also protects you from self-destruction. Many people rise quickly but fall just as fast because they confuse opportunity with superiority. They begin to think the position makes them better than others. But elevation does not change who you are. It reveals who you are. If you are insecure before elevation, you will be insecure with a title. If you are kind before elevation, you will be kind with influence. The spotlight does not create character, it exposes it. Think of humility like the roots of a tree. The higher the branches reach, the deeper the roots must grow. When storms come, trees with shallow roots fall first. Elevation always attracts pressure. There will be opinions, expectations, and sometimes criticism. If your roots are not deep in humility, you will become defensive, reactive, and unstable. But if you are grounded, you can bend without breaking. The second lesson you must learn before elevation is discipline. Discipline is the quiet work no one sees. It is choosing consistency over comfort. It is doing what is necessary even when you do not feel motivated. Elevation multiplies your habits. If your habits are weak, your higher position will magnify that weakness. If your habits are strong, elevation will magnify your strength. Imagine trying to build muscle without lifting weight. You can talk about getting stronger, watch videos about strength, and even buy workout clothes. But without repetition and resistance, your body will not change. Discipline is repetition under resistance. It is showing up when it is hard. It is practicing when no one is applauding. It is staying focused when distractions pull at you. Many people want elevation because they want ease. They think higher levels mean fewer problems. But the truth is that higher levels often bring heavier responsibilities. If you cannot manage your time now, elevation will not fix that. If you avoid hard conversations now, elevation will multiply them. Discipline prepares you to carry more without collapsing. Think of discipline like a bridge. A weak bridge cannot hold heavy traffic. It may look fine from a distance, but once weight is applied, cracks begin to show. Elevation adds weight. There will be more decisions, more pressure, and more people depending on you. Discipline strengthens your structure so that when weight comes, you do not crumble. Discipline is also spiritual. It is not just about productivity, it is about alignment. It is waking up to pray when you would rather sleep. It is choosing integrity when shortcuts are available. It is guarding your mind when negative thoughts try to take over. Discipline trains your spirit to stay steady. Without it, elevation can make you drift instead of grow. The third lesson you must learn before elevation is detachment. Detachment means learning to let go of what no longer serves your growth. You cannot rise while clinging to everything familiar. Elevation often requires separation. It may require releasing old habits, old relationships, old thinking, or even old environments. Imagine trying to climb a mountain while carrying heavy bags filled with things you no longer need. The higher you go, the heavier the load feels. At some point, you must decide what is worth carrying and what must be left behind. Detachment is not about becoming cold or uncaring. It is about understanding that not everything can go with you to your next level. Sometimes the hardest part of elevation is saying goodbye to what once felt safe. Comfort zones are not always bad. They protect you during certain seasons. But what protects you in one season can limit you in another. A child outgrows shoes that once fit perfectly. Keeping those shoes does not prove loyalty. It proves denial. In the same way, clinging to outdated versions of yourself can block your growth. Detachment also means letting go of validation. When you rise, not everyone will understand your growth. Some people will question you. Some will resist the changes they see. If your confidence depends on approval, elevation will feel lonely and painful. But if you learn to detach from constant validation, you will move forward with peace. Think of detachment like pruning a plant. A gardener cuts off certain branches, not because they hate the plant, but because they want it to grow healthier. The pruning may look harsh, but it creates space for stronger growth. Elevation often requires pruning. It may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary for expansion. These three lessons, humility, discipline, and detachment, work together. Humility keeps you grounded. Discipline keeps you steady. Detachment keeps you light. Together, they prepare you to rise without losing yourself. Elevation is not just about position, it is about capacity. Capacity is your ability to handle more without becoming overwhelmed. It is your ability to stay calm when pressure increases. It is your ability to remain kind when criticized. It is your ability to stay focused when distracted. Capacity is built in private before it is revealed in public. Many people pray for elevation but resist preparation. They want the crown but avoid the training. They want influence but reject correction. They want growth but refuse change. But elevation without preparation feels like standing on a stage without knowing your lines. The spotlight becomes frightening instead of fulfilling. Before you rise, ask yourself honest questions. Can you receive correction without becoming defensive? Can you stay consistent when excitement fades? Can you release what is familiar when growth demands it? These questions are not meant to discourage you. They are meant to strengthen you. Elevation is beautiful, but it is also demanding. It asks more of you than comfort ever did. It stretches your patience. It expands your thinking. It refines your character. But if you learn the lessons early, the stretching will not break you. Think of a bird learning to fly. Before it leaves the nest, it must build strength in its wings. The nest once provided safety, but staying there forever would prevent flight. The bird must trust its training and release the branch. Elevation feels similar. There comes a moment when preparation meets opportunity. When that moment comes, you want to be ready. Humility will keep your heart soft. Discipline will keep your habits strong. Detachment will keep your spirit free. These lessons are not punishments. They are protection. They shape you so that when you finally rise, you can remain steady at the top. Going higher is not about proving yourself to others. It is about becoming more aligned with who you were created to be. Elevation is not escape, it is expansion, and expansion requires maturity. If you feel like you are in a season of stretching, do not rush it. Stretching builds flexibility. If you feel like you are being corrected, do not resist it. Correction builds strength. If you feel like you are losing things, do not panic. Pruning builds capacity. The higher you go, the more you will realize that elevation is not just about reaching a new level. It is about becoming a new version of yourself. And that new version must be strong enough to stay there. Learn humility so you can remain grounded. Learn discipline so you can remain steady. Learn detachment so you can remain free. When these lessons are rooted in you, elevation will not feel overwhelming. It will feel earned. And when you finally rise, you will not just stand taller. You will stand wiser.